Athens looks easy on paper, but I see visitors make the same mistakes again and again. They visit at the wrong time, walk in the heat, rush the city, or miss what actually makes Athens special. I'm Chrysula, a local here in Athens, and in this video I'm going to show you the things you need to know before you arrive. By the end of this video, you will know how to plan your time, pace your days, and experience Athens without feeling rushed or overwhelmed. Let's start with the most important factor of all, timing. When you visit Athens, makes a much bigger difference than most people expect. Athens is a year-round destination, but not every season offers the same experience. For most travelers, the best time to visit is spring and fall, roughly from April to early June, and from September to October. During these months, the weather is warm but comfortable. The skies are clear and you can explore the city without feeling constantly overheated or overwhelmed by crowds. Summer in Athens is where many visitors struggle. Temperatures often rise above 35 degrees Celsius and the heat feels even stronger because there is very little shade and a lot of marble reflecting the sun. Sightseeing in the middle of the day can quickly become exhausting, especially at archaeological sites. If you're combining Athens with swimming or island time, September and October are actually better than May. The sea is warmer after the summer months, while in May the water can still feel quite cold, even if the weather is nice. And then there is winter, which is often overlooked. From November to March, Athens is quieter, prices are lower, and the city feels more local. The weather is mild, perfect for walking and sightseeing, and on certain days, state-run museums and archaeological sites are free to visit. The key takeaway here is simple. Choosing the right season doesn't just affect the weather, it completely shapes how Athens feels. Once you choose the right time to visit, the next big question is how much time you actually need in Athens. This is where a lot of trips to Athens start to feel stressful. Not because the city is difficult, but because it's often overplanned. One of the most common questions I get is whether you should visit Athens first or last. Both options work, as long as you plan smart. What really matters is living at least one night in Athens at the end of your trip. Ferries and domestic flights can be delayed or cancelled due to strong winds or strikes, and that buffer night can save you from missing your flight home. Another mistake is trying to squeeze Athens into a single rushed day. To experience the city properly, you need at least 2 nights. That gives you enough time to visit major sites, walk through historic neighborhoods, and actually enjoy the atmosphere instead of running from place to place. If you want to add day trips, like Delphi, Meteora, or a nearby island, then 3 or 4 nights in Athens makes the experience much more relaxed. If you are traveling onward and don't want to drag suitcases around, luggage storage is easy to find around the city center. The goal here isn't to see everything, it's to give Athens enough time to show you why it's special. Next, we will talk about what daily life in Athens is actually like, including safety, water, and something visitors seriously underestimate. Let's talk about what being in Athens actually feels like day to day, because this is where expectations often don't match reality. First, a quick practical detail. Yes, you can drink the tap water in Athens. It's treated, safe, and perfectly fine for drinking. Some visitors notice a slightly different taste because of chlorination, but there is no need to rely on bottled water unless you prefer to. In terms of safety, Athens is generally a safe city, especially in central areas. That said, like any major European city, pickpocketing can happen. mainly in crowded places such as the metro, busy streets, and popular tourist areas. Keeping your bag zipped, avoiding open backpacks, and staying aware of your surroundings is usually enough to avoid problems. One thing visitors consistently underestimate is the sun and heat. Even outside peak summer, Athens can feel intense. There is very little shade, and marble streets and monuments reflect the heat, making midday sightseeing much harder than expected. That is why midday is a trap. Walking between sites from late morning to early afternoon can drain your energy quickly. The smartest way to plan your day is to explore outdoors early in the morning or later in the afternoon, and use the hottest hours for museums, cafes, or a long lunch break. Once you adjust your pace to the city's rhythm, Athens becomes far more enjoyable and far less exhausting. Next, let's talk about what to wear and how to move comfortably, because Athens is very much a walking city, and you will be on your feet more than you probably expect. Many of the main sites are close together, but the streets are uneven, and archaeological sites can be surprisingly slippery. Good shoes are essential. Avoid flip-flops or smooth-soled sandals, especially at places like the Acropolis, where the stone can be polished and dangerous, even more so if it rains. Wet marble is extremely slippery, so on rainy days you need extra caution. Dress comfortably and for the weather. Light, breathable clothing, sun protection and layers in cooler months make a big difference when you're walking for hours. When visiting churches and monasteries, remember that modest dress is expected. Shoulders and knees should be covered for both men and women. Many places won't allow entry otherwise. The more comfortable you are physically, the more you will enjoy Athens. This city rewards slow walking, wandering, and stopping often, not rushing from one place to the next. Now that you know how to move around on foot, let's talk about getting around the city as a whole. Getting around Athens is easier than it looks, as long as you choose the right options. The metro is the best way to move around the city. It's fast, clean, reliable, and connects major areas, including the airport and Piraeus port. You don't need to buy a paper ticket every time. You can simply tap your contactless bank card or phone at the gates on public transport. Taxis are also affordable compared to many European cities, but it's important to use them correctly. From Athens airport, there are fixed flat rates to the city center and to Piraeus port, clearly displayed at the taxi stand. Inside the city, always make sure the meter is running. For convenience and transparency, use apps like FreeNow or Uber, which work with licensed taxis in Athens. What I don't recommend is renting a car in the city. Traffic is chaotic, parking is difficult, and you won't need a car for central Athens. If you're planning a road trip, rent one from the airport and head straight out of the city. Next, let's quickly cover money, payments, and small travel essentials. Greece uses the euro, and credit and debit cards are accepted almost everywhere in Athens. It's still a good idea to carry some cash for small shops or markets. When withdrawing money, always choose to be charged in the local currency, and use ATMs for major Greek banks like Alpha Bank, Eurobank, Piraeus Bank, or National Bank to avoid high fees. For power, Greece uses Type-C and F plugs with a standard voltage of 230 volt, so bring an adapter if needed. Once the basics are sorted, the next thing that really shapes your experience in Athens is food. Food is one of the highlights of Athens, but it's also where many visitors overpay or end up disappointed. Restaurants in the most touristic areas aren't automatically bad, but places with someone actively trying to pull you inside, long photo menus, or aggressive Pes Mouzaka signs are usually aimed at tourists, not locals. Booking restaurants in advance is rarely necessary in Athens except for high-end dining or very popular spots. Most local tavernas work on a walk-in basis, and that flexibility lets you eat when and where it feels right. A simple rule: walk 1 or 2 streets away from the main sites and you will immediately find better food at better prices. Athens has excellent local tavernas, bakeries and casual places that don't look impressive online but deliver incredible meals. And finally, let's talk about the one site that can make or break your Athens experience. The Acropolis is the highlight of Athens and also the place where timing matters the most. If you want to avoid the crowds, the best time to visit is the very first time slot of the day, right when the Acropolis opens. At that hour, temperatures are lower, the light is beautiful, and most importantly, cruise ship passengers haven't arrived yet. This single choice can completely change your experience. The Acropolis now operates with timed entry slots, so booking your ticket in advance is essential, especially from spring through summer. Choose your time carefully because midday visits should be avoided. Not only because of the intense heat and lack of shade, but also because during extreme summer temperatures, the Acropolis may temporarily close around midday for safety reasons. There is no shade, the marble reflects the sun, and conditions can become overwhelming very quickly. It's also worth knowing that state-run archaeological sites have free entry on specific days. I will leave a full list of those free days in the description below. Just keep in mind that these dates are popular, so crowds are expected. If you plan your visit early, book the right time slot and respect the heat, the Acropolis becomes an unforgettable experience, not something you rush through just to escape the sun. Athens can be overwhelming if you visit it the wrong way, but incredible when you plan it right. Use these tips to slow down, avoid the common mistakes, and experience the city beyond the highlights. If you enjoyed this guide, give it a like and subscribe for more Greece travel tips. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!